Hello guys, hope you all doing well. Have you guys ever think about who created this universe? In this video we going to see and discuss about the mythological story. According to Christian belief, God created the universe. There are two stories of how God created it which are found at the beginning of the book of Genesis in the Bible. Some Christians regard Genesis 1 and Genesis 2 as two totally separate myths that have a similar meaning. Others see the two chapters as part of one continuous story. Genesis 1 begins with, "In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth." Heavens were the place for gods to live. At the same time the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. So God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. After that God decided to create humans and animals within 7 days. In the beginning God started creation. At the very first day the light was created, and at the second day the sky was created, and at the third day dry lands, seas, plants and trees were created. And at the fourth day the sun, moon and stars were created. And at the fifth day, creatures that live in the sea and creatures that fly were created, examples fishes, birds, dragons, etc. And at the sixth day animals that live on the land and finally humans. At the day 7 God finished his work of creation and rested, making the seventh day a special holy day. What is Genesis 2 story as per mythological evidence? In Genesis 2, some people think that the story goes on to give more detail about the creation of humans, seen as two individuals, Adam and Eve. Adam was made from the dust of the ground when God breathed life into him. Eve was created out of one of Adam's ribs to provide company and help for Adam. And they lived in a special place called the Garden of Eden. Both of them were given the task and responsibility to look after the place that God had created for them. Then what's the main differences between Genesis 1 and Genesis 2? There are some contradictions between the two stories in Genesis 1 and 2, such as the order of when animals and humans were created. In Genesis 1, it states that animals, and finally humans, were created on day 6. But in Genesis 2, it implies that humans were created before animals. So some people think that Genesis 2 is just a more in-depth look at day 6. So Genesis 2 story was happened on day 6, while God decided to create humans and animals. This is how the world was created by the God, as per the mythological story evidence. Hope you all like this video and thanks for watching this video. Keep support us and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and bell button.